Hey everybody, today we have something a little bit different. Old buddy of mine sent in this Gucci wallet and he's used it for a long time and it's kind of broken, so we're going to take it apart and we're going to make a new wallet using the fabric because the fabric's still good as like an inset. But I figured maybe we could take this apart in a video and kind of look at how the big guys do it, how well it's made in a manufacturing setting as opposed to a handmade setting like what we do. So we're going to get into it and we're going to take this apart and see how they do it. So first thing to look at is the point of failure. This wallet, and you see this a lot in like bags and stuff, this wallet has a turned edge, and generally whenever we have stuff come in for repair, which we never do, but people ask if we can repair stuff, it's always the turned edge stuff, because when you have a rolled seam like this, this leather is kind of pinched really tight, and that's going to be your first point of failure. So as you can see, we do have a little bit of rip here, but the stitching isn't gone. Up here, however, the stitching's pulled out, the rolled edge has ripped, and because this is a machine sewn wallet, as soon as you lose a little bit of stitching, the whole thing is going to come undone. So we're going to start here, and I don't have like a seam ripper or anything. We're just going to kind of cut into all this and take it apart. The only thing we need to salvage is this nice big piece of Gucci material for our new wallet. So we're not going to go super careful with it. I'm probably just going to cut seams off so we can look inside and see how they made the rest of this wallet. So we're going to go through this piece by piece. Now I'm cutting these seams because my main goal in this is to salvage as much of this material as I can. We don't need the rest of this for what we're doing. So I'm just going through and I'm cutting off everything we don't need to get a nice clean edge on what's left of this fabric, so that when I put it into my piece, I have nice crisp clean edges. There's no, we'll trim off this frayed stuff, and we can make essentially a new piece again. So this is the front of the wallet, and as we open it up here, we have a little bit of padding, it looks like, that was attached to the fabric that looks like it might have been skived down, I guess. So this isn't leather, this is a coated canvas, kind of like the Louis Vuitton fabric. So these are just scraps of Louis Vuitton bags that we've taken apart. A lot of people think that this is leather. It's not. One of Louis Vuitton's claim to fame when this fabric was originally invented is that it was able to cover trunks and it was waterproof. And the reason that that was important was because trunks had to have curved tops to shed water, because they were stored when you traveled, they were stored outside. With this fabric, Louis Vuitton was able to make flat top trunks. So the trunks could be stacked and you could fit a whole bunch more stuff in a cargo area. But it's not leather, it's a coated canvas. And as you can see, some of it has, sometimes when you take a bag apart, it's kind of lined on the back. And then you can pull the lining off. I don't know if I have any on here, but you can pull this lining off if you want. We usually just leave it on because you can glue it right to leather. And it looks like this Gucci stuff is very similar. You have sort of a soft backing, and then you can see either they skived it down or this was added after. This looks like it's the back of the actual coated canvas itself. And so this is all we need for our project. So I'm going to put this under some blocks, flatten it out, and then next week we're going to make a bifold with this piece of fabric. While we're here, we might as well dig into how a machine-sewn, factory-made Gucci wallet is produced. So starting from, this was the shell that had the Gucci attached to the side, and actually going into all this, you're going to see a lot of nylon. Very, very, very thin leather backed by nylon. And the nylon is going to be your strength. So you can see this nylon is bonded, this like ripstop fabric type stuff is bonded directly to this leather. This was the shell, so you have a very, very thin leather, and then on the back you have nylon for strength. This was the center divider, and this is just a tiny, tiny bit of leather, and then the whole divider was just this fabric. So now we're going to dig into the pockets, and we'll see how they make them. I'm just going to cut across the seam, we'll flip it over, and we'll just dissect it from there. And so as we open this up, you can see that this leather doesn't even go all the way through. It's just nylon. On the back, they do have another thin piece because this would have been inside the card slot. But it looks like we have some sort of, I don't know if that's a serial number or what. But yeah, this whole thing is pretty much a fabric wallet with like little leather accents, which is not bad. This is nice and strong. It's not going to stretch. It's super thin. It's just not leather. So in this respect, you know, you're for sure paying for the name, but you're also paying a lot for labor. You're not necessarily paying as much for materials because there just aren't that many expensive materials in this wallet. When you take something like we make, where this is a full leather wallet, our labor, you know, you're paying for labor, but the biggest cost of a wallet like what we make is the materials itself. You know, you're looking at 30 to 40% of the cost of a piece being the materials. When you get into stuff like this, you have a lot more labor cost because you have all these little steps. Like we would just cut a piece of leather out for this, but they have a liner glued to, a leather liner glued to fabric with a small piece of leather for almost like a beauty ring type piece. And all of this is all labor steps. So a lot of the cost of a wallet like this is going to be labor as opposed to the materials themselves. I'm almost interested to see how they do their pockets. Now for us, and if a lot of people that watch our channel make their own leather wallets out of saddle leathers, vegetable tan leathers, the way that we do pockets, they're called T-pockets. You put one pocket down, you stitch across the bottom, and then you put another pocket right here. On top of it, you stitch across the bottom there, and then et cetera, et cetera. I don't think that's how these are done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut down one of these seams. I'm gonna save this one so we can kind of leaf through it later. But I'm gonna cut down this seam now. The first thing we need to look at is we have a rolled edge here, right? But this isn't full leather. The leather stops right here. And then again, we just have nylon. It does look like they're stitching the bottoms of the pockets, which, you know, obviously they would. I'm just more interested in exactly how they do it. If we look on the side view here, oh, that kind of answers our question. So our pockets that look like they're full leather are actually only little tiny slivers of leather and then nylon on the inside. And then it looks like they are, yep, so it's a full piece of nylon, but they're stitching where they want the card to land. So let's cut this open and see. It's probably going to open kind of like leaf out like a book, because it'll all still be attached. So this piece will come off because that's the bottom pocket, yep. And it looks like there's a little bit of glue or heat bond or something there. I don't even know how to use a sewing machine, so this is not an expert telling you how these are constructed. I make wallets we hand sew. Totally different. But it's really interesting to go through and look at how a machine sewn product from a big house is made. And yeah, so it looks like you can see we have the first pocket here, the second pocket here, and this nylon continues all the way down. But it's not leather. So your pocket looks full leather when you open the wallet. But what's really happening is you have little slivers of leather and then mostly nylon. Again, from a quality perspective, this nylon is super strong. It's not going anywhere. You can see the leather failed and none of the nylon did. That's why we had to take the wallet apart. So for a longevity, quality thing, the nylon is stronger than the leather that they're using, which is why they're using a lot more of the nylon than they are the leather. The problem is that if you're just buying a leather wallet and you think, oh, it's a Gucci leather wallet, I'm getting a leather wallet. You're not really. You're getting a nylon wallet that is dressed up with some leather. Again, from a quality perspective, the only issue I have with the quality of this is that rolled seam. So when you have a rolled seam and it's on the outside, this leather is gonna rip. That's just how, because it's so thin and it's so exposed at all the main points of contact when you're sliding it in your pocket, when you're taking it out of your pocket. This one isn't going to because it's on the inside of the wallet, but on the edges that we showed you in the beginning, that is a point of failure. And so the rest of this wallet's perfectly good, but if they had done something different with that rolled seam, this my buddy would still be using this wallet. And so here's our full layout of this wallet, and you can see just how much leather actually is in the wallet. We kept this one whole, and you can see what it looks like to the human eye as you're staring straight at the wallet, but then when it's taken apart, that's what you got. So as far as leather is concerned, not a lot of leather in this, but again, doesn't really speak to quality because this sort of nylon plastic fabric is super strong, so it's probably going to last a long time. What I'm going to do is I want to just kind of try to get an idea of what kind of leather this is. I'm probably not going to be able to tell, I'm not very good at that, but this is kind of the biggest chunk we have in this entire wallet. So I'm going to peel off this fabric and then we'll see if we can get a close-up look of what they're actually using. I think it's some sort of corrected grain, if it's even a full grain leather at all, but we'll see. So we peeled off the fabric from the leather, and it's still tacky, it's glued nice. And if you see here, it looks like they skived down the folded edge. If we flip this over, there's no stitching, which is fine. They use a really good glue that hasn't come undone anywhere. I'm gonna actually, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scratch this up a little bit. And yeah, I'm not gonna draw any conclusions because again, I don't use, this is more of an upholstery leather. I don't use stuff like this too much. It doesn't look to me like this is, it's definitely corrected grain. You have, let me get a cross section. You have like a very crisp line where the colored leather is, and then you have the blue on the background, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's definitely processed. I don't even know if it's leather, but it might be. So this, I don't think this is like a saddle leather and a veg tan or something like that. And it's very smooth. It's been plated at the very least. If it's a corrected grain, if this is even, you know, a full grain leather at all, not sure. I think the main thing is though that it's obviously high enough quality that it's been used for years, and you know, you have some breaking up over here, but it's fine. It does the job. The question is, if you're going to buy a Gucci wallet, if you're going to buy a designer wallet, are you expecting something like this, or are you expecting something that has really good quality materials? So here we go. An odd amount of nylon fabric in this leather wallet teardown, but we're going to put this under the blocks, flatten it out, and next week we're going to make a wallet out of full grain vegetable tan leather using this Gucci inset. What did we learn from this? I've honestly never taken apart a designer wallet. Bags are a lot different. I am surprised at how much fabric is used, although it is strong fabric. So from a performance standpoint, I don't see any real problem with it. I don't know how much this wallet was. I think it is a testament though, when you get something like this where there's a massive amount of labor in making something like this as compared to a hand-sewn wallet. The big thing to understand is that the labor in a wallet like this is going to, or the money in a wallet like this is going towards labor. Whereas something like a hand-sewn wallet where you look at it and you go, it only has two stitch seams. Why is it a little more expensive? Your money's going towards materials. Materials are a lot more expensive if you're using full grain vegetable tan leathers than if you're using sort of a plated upholstery leather like this. And that's a decision for you to make. Would you rather be paying for something where the materials are strong enough that a lot of labor isn't required, but the materials are expensive because they're super high quality? Or are you looking for something that maybe has a brand name or designer name and or look or something like that, and there's a lot more labor involved because the labor is used to strengthen materials that aren't really strong enough on their own. That's about it for this one, guys. I know it's a little bit different than anything we've done. Next week, we're going to take this Gucci fabric. We're going to make it into a new bifold wallet for my buddy. Hope you found this interesting. I always find it interesting to see how factory-made, big fashion house labels make their pieces. So until next week, have a good one. Thank you for watching.